Alright guys, this is going to be another edition of the Lockin series. Going to be playing Platinum AI as per usual. And today I'm going to try out Lockin Green Devil. Trying to go with something I'm a little more comfortable with, as well as something that can be considered more of a tank in its own right. I think Green Devil has a lot of opportunity for new players, as it allows you to push pretty easily early game and gives you a pretty solid base for a lot of builds. And so what I'm seeing here is I've got a great Green Devil roll. I've got Chain Fist potential for my tier 1 or Mask Spirit. With the current buff to masks, I kind of like masks more in this situation. But if I look at the rest of my roll, I don't have much for early game tanks. So I think I take the Chain Fist and go with something like an Elite Archer. An Elite Archer is still going to give me plenty of damage on 7 and 8, but it will also help me on 9 and can be utilized early game as kind of a filler damage unit and any real wave that I need to be beneficial. I've also got APS for my Elite Archer. Looking, I've got Save Your Giant Snail Pawn Shop, so Pawn Shop's in the works. I don't think I take Berserker then in this situation, and I think I go Lord of Death. I'm going to need something to help me out for magic damage on certain waves like 13, even 11. And I think I feel comfortable with this roll right now. So what I do is I'm just going to place a single Green Devil. I'm going to push two workers to 4. I think I'm going to place it a little farther back so I can put my Elite Archers up front of it if need be. I'm going to king up here because the bots are very rarely ever going to leak. The beauty of this is if they go 20 send on me, I can immediately push 5 workers. No questions asked, just push 5 workers. What do we got here? A Pyro and a Royal Guard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to full save here. All my Mythium and try to go for a big shot and kill on wave 4. I'm really strong with Green Devil here on waves 1, 2, and 3. 4 gets a little sketchy, but I've kind of got an idea. If I leak on 2 or 3 to any type of send, that's fine by me. What I'm really looking for is I want to get an Elite Archer out for 4 because it will help me a lot on 4 and 5. So I'm not going to build it all here. If they resend me a snail, I leak like 40%. It's not enough to really make me worried, and it's actually, with me having 5 workers, a good thing that they send. It allows me to keep pushing, and it's beneficial to me to have that extra time with the leak, especially early game. No send. And I'm looking pretty good. Question from chat. If they send a DT on 3, though, do you leak? I would leak a DT on 3. What I'm going to do here, going into 3, is I'm going to check out to see what my value's like and make sure I can still get the Elite Archer on 4 and build on 3 to help, like, assist that. Him having a Royal Guard, that's 135 value. Plus 50, so that's 185. He's at most 4 worker right now, so I'm not too worried. So what I can do here is, what's my value at? I have 50, so 145 minus 193 equals, I have 48 to spend. So what I can do is I can probably actually go like this. Drop another Green Devil and drop a... Yep, that'll be enough. Drop a single Chain Fist here on the side. 20 send, I hold this no problem. Now, that's what I was kind of saying. I didn't think he had workers to send me a 40, but it's something to keep in mind. I could have just went a single Chain Fist and been able to push here, but I really need to get an Elite Archer next wave if I want to hold, I think, on a couple of coming waves. I still see here he's only got a Pyro. I think he holds... My guy holds slow. I'm going to go for a Dino here. A Dino answers a lot of the potential options for a Pyro going into that wave. And what I'll do here is I'll place this Elite Archer And I don't want it to be too far up. So I got option there, there, there. I'm going to place it just a little ahead. And I'm not going to send any extra with my dino. I want my dino to take all aggro possible from both the pyro and anything else he builds. A 60 resend here. Ooh, a flower. I don't think I leak a flower now with the dino, but I wouldn't have leaked with a hermit either. If they build like an APS, the dino absolutely destroys the APS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push 2 workers off that 60 cent because I got a 20 into a 60, means I got 80 total in the last couple waves. And I'm easy holding here, no problem whatsoever. I'll have 85 left over. I might go Chain Fist upgraded on my right-hand side. Let's see what we're at for value. 75 under. I think that's my play. I think I go Chain Fist here on my right-hand side. Upgrade that. Will be on value for this wave. I'm looking at probably going a Grarl on to next wave, wave 6. Because I don't really have a good option for 7... or for 6, excuse me, as a tank. And I think really Graro is my best option. It's both a good damage dealer and a decent tank. The beauty of Graro, though, is it allows me to potentially up my Elite Archer going into wave 7 and 8. Going to a Trinity Archer makes it a much stronger unit, and it makes me a lot happier to have. Now, we'll see what they give me here for value. I'm going to push a worker. It's not necessarily the best idea in this situation because I'm not going to have now enough to upgrade to a Grarl. But giving me 8 workers is pretty sweet. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just send a Fiend. I want income, right? At this point, I'm going to be behind now if I don't send because I'm pushing really hard. What I can do here is I can go second Green Devil upped. This makes me good on 7 and 8. I don't really do well on 9 now because of this. So that's something to keep in mind. I need to start looking for an answer for 9. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably go like APS maybe here. APS is at least somewhat of a tank. I could also re-roll. Re-rolling into something on 9 would be decent. Another send here. I will push again. I think this will be a leak. I'm relatively bad this wave in terms of my typings, and it looks like the Green Devil on the right and the Chain Fist are just taking too little damage to really make a big difference right now. This is where having the Graro would have been nice, but I pushed workers instead, which, oh well. My teammate looks strong here. I'm fine with that leak. Yuzora dropped by the bot. It is what it is. A question from chat. Gargoyles are bad for 9. Yes, gargoyles are bad on 9 because they're arcane, meaning they're going to get damaged more going into a wave like 9. I'm going to just send a lizard here because, again, we're income sending this game. I'm going to try to keep up with it. That leak last wave puts me in an awkward position where I'm pushed really hard, but I really don't have the necessary value to build anything else that's going to benefit me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to up my split on the right-hand side and then kind of just shift and kind of go from there. I shouldn't theoretically be weak here with double Green Devils and an Elite Archer, but I lack a lot of damage on the wave, so we'll see what happens. I don't really have anything else I want to build. I don't want to go another Oathbreaker. I really don't want to do another guard. A 60 cent here, all king ups, is actually really good for us. That means I'm not going to leak on this wave, or at least shouldn't leak on this wave. Puts me in a little bit better of a position. What I think I'm going to do next, though, is because I don't really have the value to hold 9, I think I'm going to go Lord of Death on 8 here. That might be my play. There's a couple options I can really do, right? Lord of Death, though, I think might be my go-to. I'm going to send another Fiend here. Again, I'm ahead. I have no problem just Fiending. I think I'll go Gargoyle. Not Gargoyle. Grarl up here. And I'm going to try to upgrade the Grarl into a King Claw for next wave. So keep that in mind. I got 187. I'm going to go a second Elite Archer, I think. And look at my value here. I'm at 242. So 242 minus 275 equals... I need to make up 33 gold. I don't know if that's physically possible with my build currently, but we'll try. Send another unit. Okay, they actually sent me here, so I'm feeling pretty good. I can probably push 2. Not nearly as weak now. Question is, do we get a leak on my guy? He's got quite a good amount of value right now. AoE, it's fine. I can continue to basically just outscale him. What are we setting that for value? Okay, so we're going to have 178 gold going into this wave. I think what I'm going to do is probably just go APS on my elite archers. And then I'm going to go on 11 now. That's my next send wave. I don't really need value now to hold 10. Or at least if I do, it's going to be a small leak anyway. So I'm going to go APS here. APS puts me in a good position because I am now going to have double the... Not double, but a higher DPS for both the elite archers sitting here. Sits me in a better position to do just damage in general. My tanks on the way being Oathbreaker and a Grarl. Could be better, but I've gotten a send how many waves in a row. I don't feel like I'm going to get too big of a send here. 80, 100 at most, which this should clean up. Now that I've got the APS, I should get a more consistent split with my unit on the right. Which another send here of 80. That's easy. We should be able to push at least 2 of this. Should be able to push 2 off this, no problem, actually. It looks like we're going to hold pretty easily. We still got the APS and both elite archers sitting in the back line, so we might get a little closer because of that. But you'll see the APS is a decent tank on this wave still. It does delay for a while, allows my elite archers to sit here and keep pegging away at the wave. Even on a wave they're weak, they're still doing good damage. You can see almost 2,600 apiece for them. We save here. And now I go next wave. I'm going to go another Grarl. I'm under value here, but that's fine. I kind of need to stay under. Do I go another elite archer? I've got pawn shop as an option, so I can, if need be, sell some units. That's not the best use of my gold, but I guess I'll go another elite archer. Game's telling me I'm really weak here. I agree with them. Though, Green Devils are still at least a decent tank early. No send. That's fine. Now I'm looking at the options here. Savior, green Giant Snail, and Pawn Shop. It's 100% going to be a Pawn Shop game for me. I need that extra value. I don't really need the Giant Snail into them. They're area of effect units. Area of effect units just don't really get affected by Giant Snail very much. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Dino. Does my teammate leak? Dino, and then we'll go for right after income. It should actually be in income now because of the delay, which works out actually really well for us. The double dinos is basically just to slow down the rangers from dealing damage to my backline, and also it slows down how much he can actually send me. So he went Savior. I think I go Pawn Shop. It allows me to sell some units here and get something that's better for a higher value, right? Like that's actually super important on this wave when I'm already this low. I think I sell... Oh, I don't know if I can sell this Green Devil and make it worth it. I think I might go... Like King Claw. Question is, do I need damage or do I need a tank? And I think I might just need tank. If that's the case, then we go King Claw, right? King Claw is a relatively good tank. And we just drop a couple more of these baby units. This might be a big leak wave for both sides. We'll see. 260. I feel okay here to a 260. I actually feel bad more about that King Claw slamming nothing than I do about anything else. The bad sends by the bot, mostly the sends kind of just were useless. I got a couple dragons out before my front line dies, which is good. It means the dragons are able to sit here and eat up some of the tank for me and also do good damage. The elite archers going up front is actually perfect because it allows my Lord of Death to sit here and just peg back into the backline for a while. Again, I will leak small, but it won't be much. Both of them leak really hard, so that's good for us. 33%, I'll take that all day. My teammate's going to leak really small as well, 24%. And then they both leaked actually, yeah, really good. I'm glad I sent what I did. Death cap here is really bad for them. I think we go 13 next. Or 14, but 13 looks really good because the enemy's got Sky Queen as their biggest damage dealer. Right, I can look at, okay, the only thing they really have is magic. They could potentially go like Zukas into Zeus's, right? But Zeus's right now aren't nearly as strong. And their front lines use auras. So I could even go 14, but it's fine. Alright, what are we looking at for value? We are 420 under, haha. I'm going to push one of these lead archers up, Trinity archers up. I'm going to look for another tank now, right? I kind of need something that's a little bit stronger on these waves. For tank value, I think we drop Green Devil and we pick up potentially Egg Sack. I like Egg Sack because I have Pawn here. Pawn allows me to do a lot of kind of crazy things with eggs. I'm going to place the egg, though, on the right-hand side rather than the left because I want it to pop almost. I want it to die sooner than later because I kind of need that extra value. King ups here out of them. I could have actually probably had a holding egg then, but that's fine. We're going to push pretty hard off this send because we're going to have an egg now that pops in the split, which gives us some good tank value for next wave. I think we very easily actually could have had this being a holding egg. But that's fine. Again, an egg dying is better than an egg living on a wave you don't want it to. True facts you guys will eventually all learn. I think I just go Hermit Mole. Not a whole lot going on in this wave, but I think Hermit Mole is still kind of my play. What I can do now is I'm looking at this. I am... What is it? I get... So yeah, so the thing is with Egg Sack, even if it pops on the first wave with Pawn Chop, I always get my value back out of it. And that's kind of the beauty of it. What I'll do here is I'm going to go Trinity Archer. It doesn't sound great, right? Trinity Archer doesn't sound great. But the beauty of it is that it's really good on 14, and they just sent me 11 and 12. So I really don't have an issue with 14 right now. We're going to send a Lizard and then another Lizard. Try to kill any Azoras they upgrade here. They did go at Arctear. The bot is basically just income spamming me, which is perfect. It means I can just continue to scale and ramp up. I'm going to push what they sent here. 140. I'll push 3 workers off this. So long as I full hold, which it looks to be a full hold right now. I am feeling pretty strong about my options on next wave. I'll probably just go Trinity Archer upgraded. Again, 2 Trinity Archers means a ton of damage. Okay. Both bots on that side leak again, which is great. I won't get a huge leak out of mine, but it's something. It's something. A question from chat. Since it's ability damage, isn't it still good against fort tanks? I do believe the ability damage on the multi-shot for Elite Archer is Pierce still, which means it's bad, technically speaking, on 13. I only did it there because I had the ability to with an excess amount of value in gold. What I think I'm going to do next is probably go 15. I feel pretty good about my chances here on this wave and next. So I think 15 is my go-to. Sorry, I had to answer a question for the missus about an electrician. This is my own build, yes, Torio. I'm going to stay a little under here because I'm kind of depending on if they send here or not is what I do. I'm going to push pretty hard then. I felt good here. I might leak small now because of this, but it's one of those deals. It should be okay. 2 Trinity Archers on this wave. No mole in sight, and moles are really the thing that's going to kill me. If they sent a mole, I'd be a lot more worried, and you'll see I'm doing pretty good here. What I'll probably do is go Hades next wave, and I'm going to send here. I think what I'll try to do, though, is try to send frontline. Potentially. What am I seeing here? What am I seeing here? I'm looking at arc tears, right? They have arc tears and they just have damage dealers in the honeys. So if I can just kill the arc tears, he doesn't have much for damage outside of that. So I think what I do is I go shaman and then I go hermit after income. The after income hermit's going to be kind of important here. It's an important fact of what I'm doing. Then we sell 1, we sell 2, and we get another elite archer, I think right here. We'll go hermit here. And we'll kind of just see if they leak or not. We'll do a couple frontline units to try to delay the wave, right? I don't get enough for mole or anything of the sort. And that's kind of the thought. So I'm getting a couple of questions here in chat, which I can answer very quickly. So one of the questions is, leaking around wave 12, you really need to make sure you're income sending a lot early game to make sure you can sustain your build in the mid to late game. So it might be that you just have not enough income early. And the reason why I sent Hermit here was because the majority of his units are area of effect damage. Almost actually all of them aside from the Rangers are. So with the area of effect damage, you want to try to negate how many units are getting damage dealt to them. Hermit is best on waves where there's a lot of units or they have area of effect damage, which they have kind of both in this sense. It only gives you 7 health per tick. So per second, and it does not stack up, so it's really not that great if you don't have area effect. That being said, we get them both really hard here. Both of them are bad on this wave, even with the enemy having a Hades, so we easily win here. I hope this Green Devil video is somewhat helpful to you guys. I can kind of look here at the builds at the end. The big thing I did here is I didn't have a whole lot of tank, but I had a ton of damage on waves that it counted. And if you really are thinking about it, my Trinity Archers did tank a little bit on wave 14 for me, which makes them kind of a tank unit in that sense. They have a decent health pool and they have really high damage. So if it comes down to it where you have 2 units like Trinity Archers smacking at the wave and you can get the majority of it killed and not leak, it's fine. I have decent enough tank. I have some delay with the slam from the Grarl upgraded to King Claw. And then this egg is just a good delay unit. It's shitty because it pops so quick. 2-stack negative is not very good, but that delay is nice. This build right here is a good example of why AoE mid-game, if you're not really up to par, is going to be bad. I sent him just frontline on 11, and he dies. There's nothing he can do to get through to the back of the wave, so he leaks 63%. I sent just basic mercenaries on 13 on a wave that has high health pool, low number count, and he dies again. And then 15, similar situation. There's just nothing they can do. This is why I recommend against AoE for new players, but if you are winning with it, you can keep using it. You can see the graph here at the end. We were actually technically behind for a lot of this, but the biggest reason was they were income sending, and that income gave them a higher value, but they were leaking every time we sent. So it really didn't matter. You can see their income was pretty comparable. The Cyan bot was higher income than everyone in the lobby, but his value wasn't very much higher because he was pushing a lot of workers, etc. My worker count was the highest in lobby. I had a lower value, but I was still holding waves they were sending, so it didn't really matter. That's going to be this video, though. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hope to catch you guys on the next one.